Welcome back to the Optima Method, the podcast where we help entrepreneurs build businesses with intention, create systems that scale, and build a foundation today so they can scale tomorrow. I'm your host, Saskia, founder of Optima Operations Consulting. And if you've ever said, I'm just busy, I'll organize everything once things slow down, I know exactly what's going on in my business, then today's episode is just for you. Because here's what I've learned after years of improving operations and helping organizations become more efficient. The people who are the most overwhelmed are often the last ones who realize that they are overwhelmed. They're not lazy, they're not failing. In fact, they're usually working harder than anyone else. But they're stuck in a cycle of constant motion that feels productive while quietly preventing real growth. Today, I want to talk about why slowing down might actually be the fastest way to grow your business and why everything starts with your vision. As entrepreneurs, we're rewarding for doing, answering emails, posting on social media, meeting with clients, creating offers, updating our websites, launching something new, checking one more thing off the list. Eventually, we convince ourselves that because we're busy, we're making progress. But activity and progress are not the same thing. You can spend 12 hours working easily and still move nowhere meaningful. I know because I've lived it, and I've seen countless business owners do the exact same thing. One of the biggest challenges with overwhelm is that it rarely feels like overwhelm. Instead, it sounds like, I'll remember that later. I'll just handle it myself. It's faster if I just do it. I'll document that next month. I'll put it on my to-do list. Does this sound familiar? Here's the problem. Busy seasons become busy years, and suddenly your business depends entirely on you remembering everything. You're the calendar, you're the project manager, you're the customer service, your operations, your marketing, your finance. You're the CEO and the employee. It works for just a little while until it does not. Most people believe growth creates chaos, but I don't. I actually believe growth exposes existing weaknesses. If your business feels chaotic today, imagine doubling your customers. Imagine hiring 3 more employees. Imagine launching 2 more offers. Would your business become easier, or would it simply multiply the confusion? Growth magnifies whatever foundation already exists. That's why the answer isn't simply working harder. It's to build stronger. This is probably the hardest lesson for entrepreneurs. Sometimes you need to stop moving, not forever, just long enough to ask better questions. Where am I actually trying to go? What does success actually look like? What kind of business do I want? What kind of life do I want? What do I actually want this business to provide for me? Because if you don't answer those simple questions, you'll spend years building something you never intended to create. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make is jumping straight into the tactics, straight into the strategy. They're asking, should I be on Instagram? Should I start YouTube? Do I need Pinterest? Should I hire a VA? Should I automate? Should I launch another course? But they're skipping the question that should come first. What are we actually building? That's why the first pillar inside the Optima Business Foundation is the Vision Foundation. Not operations, not systems, not automation, but vision, because every decision after that becomes easier. Your vision becomes the filler for every opportunity, every investment, every partnership, every product, every hire, every marketing decision. Without vision, everything feels important. With vision, the right priorities become obvious. One of the resources I'm most proud of is creating the Vision Workbook. Not because it's another workbook, but because it forces you to slow down. It asks questions most entrepreneurs never take the time to answer. Questions about why your business exists, who you're trying to serve, what success actually means, what values guide every decision, what your long-term vision looks like. what kind of company you're building, not just today, but 5 and 10 years from now. It helps you build intentional goals instead of reactive ones because goals without vision become random tasks. Vision gives you direction. Think about building a house. Nobody rushes to install cabinets before pouring the foundation. Nobody starts painting the walls before the structure exists. Yet entrepreneurs do this every single day without realizing it. We build marketing before clarity. We build offers before systems. We hire before defining roles. We automate broken processes. We chase revenue without building the infrastructure. Then we wonder why everything feels so difficult. Slowing down long enough to build the right foundation prevents years of rebuilding later. As you finish today's episode, I want you to reflect on a few questions. If someone followed me around for a week, would they know what my business is trying to become? Could my team explain my vision? Are my daily tasks moving me forward towards that vision or simply keeping me busy? If I disappeared for 2 weeks, I go on vacation, would my business continue to move forward? And finally, when was the last time I stopped long enough to think instead of simply react? Those questions can completely change the direction of your business. Here's what I want you to remember. Slowing down isn't falling behind. It's creating the clarity that allows you to move faster with confidence. The strongest businesses aren't built by people moving the fastest. They're built by people moving with intention. If you're realizing today that you've been running your business instead of leading it, I encourage you to start with a vision foundation. Work through the vision workbook. Give yourself permission to pause. And working through the vision workbook, let me tell you, this is not months of work. This can be done within 1 to 3 business days and utilizing AI to speed up the process as well. Because that pause might become the turning point your business actually has been waiting for. Give yourself permission to pause today. If today's episode challenged the way you think about growth, I'd love for you to share it with another entrepreneur or business owner who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Optima Method on Spotify or YouTube so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to build a business with intention, download the free Business Foundation Assessment and explore the Vision Foundation resources at optimaoperationsconsulting.com. Remember, structure creates freedom, and every great business starts with a strong foundation. I'll see you in the next episode.